So what does the everyday runner actually eat? Well, in this video I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm eating while I'm marathon training. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Fordy Runs. If this is your first time at Fordy Runs, make sure you smash the old pink button. I don't know which side it is down there, and that way you'll subscribe and stay up to date with our latest running videos. Go to our Facebook page and join our Facebook running community, and check out the links below. There's loads of cool things in the description as well. As I said in the opening, this is all about what an everyday runner eats. I've really been reluctant to do one of these videos because I'm not a nutritionist. So if you're a nutritionist, make sure you turn off from this video right now. And I say I'm no PT, but I keep getting people asking me, Fordy, what are you eating while you're marathon training? What do you eat generally while you're training? So I keep getting it. So I think it's about time that we get onto the subject. So let's get stuck in. Right guys, so let's start off with breakfast. Breakfast is really simple for me, and the reason it's simple is because I just have the same thing every day. I have porridge. Porridge is the runner's best friend. Take one of these with work to me every day. I make it up with water. I have that with a cup of coffee, and then I'll have a coffee a little bit later on as well. But basically that's all I have every day. The only time that changes is when at the weekends when I'm doing my longer runs. I said it the other day, I have the kids cereal with a massive bowl of milk because I love ice cold milk after I do a long run. But that's it. That's all I'll have. So I'll have 1 or 2 cups of coffee in the morning. But then that's me done, and I don't really snack between breakfast and lunch. All I have really is water. I love to stay hydrated, so yeah, I might have a cup of tea, I might throw one of them in, but that's very rare. I just have the breakfast, crack on with work, and then around lunchtime I'll have my lunch. So lunchtime, I actually prepare my lunch at home. I have the same thing while I'm marathon training. I tend to stick to the same things what I'm eating. It's something I've always done. I don't know why. I just like the sort of the constant and the regularity of having the same thing. My system's getting the same thing every day, pretty much. And I say I don't know why, but it's just something I've always done. So I'll make up. Actually, I've got to do it now, but I'll make up like a roll, a brown roll, a wholemeal one, and I'll probably put some chicken in that so I get a bit of protein. Usually with a bit of cheese, something like that. Again, a bit of calcium. And then I'll chuck in a bag of them light crisps, whatever they're called. I don't know what they are, the baked ones. And then I'd say I'll just stick in a bit of fruit. So I'll have a banana, I'll have an apple, I will have a chocolate bar in there, but I'll get onto that in a minute. So yeah, that's my lunch basically. I won't have the banana at lunch, I'll have the banana a little bit later on. But yeah, so lunch is the same, it's constant. Of a weekend lunchtime, I tend to have something slightly different. Obviously on a Saturday after I've done a long run, I'll have a carby lunch, so I will maybe have a pizza, or I might have some pasta, or I might just have a couple of sandwiches and something, but something carby after I've done that run in the morning on a Saturday. And then on Sunday again, I tend to have something like a sandwich or something like that. I say I don't really vary from what I have. That's pretty much what I have for the weekend as well. But I tend to have at the weekend something more substantial for lunch than I do in the week. But the weekdays, it's the same old thing. Roll, some meat of some form in it, crisps, apple for lunch, and then I say I've got the banana and I've got the chocolate bar for a little bit later on. So if I'm running in the week when I do my commute runs, basically at about 3 o'clock, because I tend to run home about just after 5 o'clock, I'll have a banana and I'll have a little bar of chocolate and I'll have a cup of coffee. I don't know why, but that's a formula that works for me. I love to have that about 2.5 hours before I do a run. It just seems to work. If I don't have that, when the time I'm running home, I don't know, I just feel like I don't feel like I've got much energy. So yeah, so that's what I do if I'm running home in the week. It's a banana, it's a cup of coffee, and I say that little chocolate bar, it's a bit of a sugar boost. Especially those little Rocky bars I get for, I don't know if they're called Rocky ones from Aldi, they're just amazing with the banana. And then I say a cup of coffee, that just sorts me out. But I say I do have that about 2.5 hours before I do my run. But I say that's only on run days. Right guys, so then in the evenings, dinner-wise, on the days I'm running, it's pretty simple. I tend to have those healthy meal things you can get from Tesco's, the pasta ones, so I like to have a bit of carb after I've run. So you know, like the spaghetti ones, the carbonaras, the lasagnas, that kind of stuff, or the rice ones. But you've got to be a bit careful with some of them because some of them are quite high in salt, so just go for the ones that are low in salt. But I do like those meals, they're easy to chuck in the microwave. It's obviously not eating microwave food is not great. But on the days I run, because I'm getting home a pinch later, it's easy, it's convenient, so I can just chuck them in. And the healthier ones from Tesco's, I suppose, are a little bit better for you than the normal two that you can buy. So yeah, so days I run, I tend to have a bit carby. The days I'm not running, I tend to have like fresh meat, some form of chicken, some form of turkey with vegetables. I don't tend to have any potatoes or anything with it. I tend to avoid them on the days I'm not running. But yeah, so the days I'm not running, I tend to have sort of like the protein and the veg and that kind of things. And the days I am running afterwards, I tend to have the carbs, and I just sort of replenish and do that. I don't have any sort of wine, I don't have any drink, I don't have any booze while I'm training at all. Drinks wise, it's water, and then I'll have a cup of tea, or generally actually a cup of tea. I don't tend to drink coffee in the evening or proper tea in the evening. It's usually a herbal tea. So for example, tonight I just had a lemon and ginger tea, so I'll have that. And dinner is actually latest about 6:30. I don't like to eat after about 6:30 because again, I try to let my system have a decent amount of time to sort of digest it before I go to bed. And I'm usually in bed between 9 and 10, something like that. So again, I'm trying to manage my sleep and try and get enough sleep. So I'm doing a good 8 or 9 hours sleep as well. I think that's just as important as what you eat. So yeah, so dinner wise, something light and carby on a run day. On a non-run day, something a little bit more protein, veg, like sort of goodness, freshly cooked. And I say that's nice and early, and that's no later than 6:30. And drink wise, I'm drinking water, and I'm drinking no real coffee. I'm just drinking herbal tea. Right guys, then we've got the meals ahead of doing long runs. So what I tend to do before the night before I have a long run is kind of carb load to a degree. I'll either have a massive pizza or I'll have a massive bowl of pasta. That pasta will have no substantial sauce on it. It'll just be like a tomato based sauce, no meat in it, not much garlic, and it's literally just something plain and simple. And I have either the pizza or the pasta no later than 6 o'clock. I really need to get that digested because I'm usually getting up early and I'm running starved. I don't like to have that too late. I want to give it as much time as it can to digest. Again, I'm not having any coffee or tea late at night. I will have a herbal tea, usually a chamomile tea actually the night before I run. I don't know why, it's just something I've got into, but I'll have a cup of chamomile tea. I'll make sure that I'm hydrated as well before I go to bed, so I'm drinking plenty of water with my dinner and after my dinner before a long run. But yeah, that's basically what I'm eating before a long run. Right, and then after my long run, I spoke about this briefly the other day. Basically, I get home after my long run. Now sometimes I've run them starved, sometimes I've not run them starved. If I'm not running them starved, I'll get up 3 hours before and I'll have the bowl of porridge. But if I am running that starved, I'll literally just get up and go. Then I'll fuel on the runs, see the video, I'm fueling on the runs. Then I'll get back. I'll obviously hydrate. I'll have some form of protein shake depending what I'm tested at the time or what I've got being sent to try. And then after that, I will then have, like I said, the kids' cereal with a massive bowl of ice cold milk. I just love that. Then I'll have that carby lunch, which can be a small pizza or sandwich of some sort. And then on a Sunday, my favourite meal is either Saturday is either a roast or Mrs. Ford does a fantastic dinner for us with chicken, fresh chicken with her homemade chips and beans. I love that. I can't get enough of it with Nando peri peri sauce. It's like a real treat for me on a Saturday night. And then Sunday I'll just get up like normal. I'll have my porridge or I'll have a bit of the kids' cereal, and then again still trying to replenish, but I'll just have a normal lunch, and then I'll just have like a normal Sunday dinner, like I say, like a roast or something like that. Depends what I've had Saturday night. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing day to day, so to speak. So guys, and then you just got the snacks. But basically my snacks or my bad food, I can't resist crisps. I'm a bit bad on chocolate still, and I don't when I'm marathon training, I don't actually really cut out too much. I make sure that I'm still having like enjoyable food to a degree. Some people might think, listen to what I've just said, that it's none of that's enjoyable, but I tend to I don't starve myself and say, well, I'm not going to have any chocolate or I'm not going to have any crisps. I'll still murder a big bag of crisps if I'm sitting there watching the football, something like that. I've got no problem with that. But yeah, what I think is a bit sensible, you just got to be smart, you know, you're not having chocolate every day, you're not having a big bag of crisps every day, things like that. So it's just a bit of balance really, anything else. I'll also make sure that I'm getting enough fruit and veg. So like again, snack wise, I said about it at lunchtimes, I will make sure I have an apple. I will make sure maybe if the kids have got some satsumas, I'll have a couple of them. Stuff like that, I try and keep that into my diet. I do take a multivitamin supplement as well when I'm marathon training, so just to help everything on. And then as we get into the sort of, while it's not warmer months, but while we're marathon training, we tend to be in the winter, so it's more about veg. But as we get into like March, April, I'll then introduce more salads and things like that. But snacking wise, sorry, I've gone completely off track. But snacking wise, yeah, I mean, all I can say to you is like, try popcorn, try those like cereal bars that are a little bit better for you. I say, and snack on fruit and dried fruit and stuff like that. That's pretty awesome to try. But yeah, snack wise. Oh, and as I said, I stick to water. I might have a sparkling water or I might have a still water, but I really avoid the Coke. I really avoid the Diet Coke. I really avoid the booze, and I don't drink too much coffee. When I drink coffee, I drink it one in the morning to wake up, and then I have it strategically. Depending on my races or my long run, sorry. So like I said, I'll have it with my porridge or I'll have it pre-run. But that's pretty much what I'm doing, sort of drinking and snacking. Right guys, so that's it. I hope that kind of made any sense. If you got any questions, stick them below. As I said, this is not something I'm recommending. It's what I do. I lost four stone in 6 months, just changing to this diet of mine, and that's because I got overweight basically from, you know, we had kids and I got out of shape. I stopped running and stuff like that, and I ballooned up. So I switched to this diet of mine that I chose. It's not really a diet, it's more it's a choice of how I eat and when I eat and what I eat, and I think it's more about the portions you're eating and when you're eating them and stuff like that in relation to the sort of fitness that you're doing. So I'm kind of fueling at certain times to do certain things, if that makes any sense. I hope it does, and I hope it's come across like that. I'm not saying to stop eating. I'm not saying to not drink any alcohol. It's just that I don't drink any alcohol when I'm marathon training. I stick to very simple stuff, and I don't go anything sort of off piece. I'm a bit boring, to be honest with you, but it seems to work for me. It seems to help me with my training. I do feel better about it. I do feel like I can get up there and in the mornings after I've eaten a load of pasta, I can get up and get out there and run 20, 25k, no problem, and that kind of thing. So yes, it kind of works for me. It may work for you, it may not work for you. I'm no nutritionist. Again, I just want to make that absolutely clear. I'm no nutritionist, and I'm not recommending to do what I do. This is all about what I do, so I just wanted to share it with you, and hopefully it's useful. Hopefully it gives you some ideas to think about, and you can take that away and play with it. But that's it from me. I say, stick some comments below. Let me know if you've got any questions, or tell me what you're doing. And if you've got any ideas for me which you think I should be doing as well, stick them in the comments below. I'm always happy to hear them. But that's it from me. Check these videos out. They're pretty awesome, and I'll catch you guys later.